Hey, Gracie, tell them what they're watching.
Welcome to Popcorn Culture Podcast. This is normally the part where I'd show off the popcorn and soda pop, but we don't really want to do that anymore. We're a bit leery of what it does to our teeth and overall physical fitness, and we're all trying to do better there.
Yeah.
Apologies to the popcorn shop we've plugged in previous episodes. Good thing we were not sponsored. So, the word popcorn in the title, still justified. Everybody knows you eat popcorn while you watch movies, so still works. Okay, you're probably getting this episode very soon after the previous one, but we recorded the previous episodes about The Revenant and Walk Hard about 6 months ago. Just haven't edited them yet because I'm tired. It's on my to-do list, so, if you're watching this, it's no problem, but, for you guys, I'm sorry, I just haven't gotten around to that kind of thing yet.
It's okay, we know.
Let's just get right into this. Visual aids, okay. Today's movie was the one that Aaron wanted to put on the roster, The Forbidden Kingdom. This 2008 film is the first piece of wuxia martial arts cinema to be a collaboration between China and the United States, and heavily hyped up as the first film to feature both Jackie Chan and Jet Li, Chinese icons of both Chinese and American action cinema, starring together and, of course, fighting each other. The film was written by John Fusco, and we have Rob Minkoff as our director, best known as one of the directors of The Lion King, who supposedly stayed pretty hands-off during the action scenes, their choreography by Hong Kong filmmaker Yuen Wu-ping, letting the film crew, veterans of Chinese cinema, do what they knew how to do. Michael Angarano plays our lead character Jason, an ordinary American teenager, but a kung fu fanboy who finds himself, whatever the Chinese version of isekai is, into this ancient Chinese epic. Fusco and Minkoff were keen on this character being a Chinese-American character, rediscovering his roots, but Jackie Chan, ever the keen-eyed businessman, thought it would help marketability if the main hero was white. Rather cynical of you, Jackie. The marketing was all about you and Jet Li. At least they gave him the faux Greek surname of Tripitacus, a reference to the Buddhist scriptural canons, the Tripitaka, also an alternate name for Journey to the West's Tang San Zang. I thought that was a nice touch. Jackie Chan plays Jason's friend and pawn shop owner Old Hop, and in his adventure also plays the drunken master, the scholar and poet Liu Yan. Jet Li is first seen as Sun Wukong, the iconic Monkey King himself, epically playing against type as the boisterous trickster, and also plays the silent monk, more his usual type. And the fourth member of their traveling party is Liu Yifei as Golden Sparrow. Li Bingbing is Ni Chang, the white-haired demon witch. Colin Shu is Erlang Shan, the main villain, the Jade Warlord. Wang Deshun is the Jade Emperor, and Morgan Benoit is Lupo, the bully from back in Boston. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So, going in, this is not one of the films you go to really turn your brain on,
No.
So,
You can very much just kind of sit and enjoy the movie for what it is. Because that's the main reason why I liked it so much. I'm probably just going to go on my review of it.
go ahead.
I loved it ever since it first came out. I never watched it in theaters, but it's a 2008 movie. I still love it to this day. It's literally gave me the inspiration for the love of Asian culture, martial arts, fighting, just how the choreograph, you can just make things meld so good. And as he said, it was literally Jet Li and Jackie Chan. They were on the movie case. They were the people, the stars that there. And it was phenomenal. Love it, every bit of it.
They did a very interesting way of billing them, where you have Jackie Chan, Jet Li sharing a J.
Yes, they worked.
And I remember that when I was seeing the poster in a movie theater, and it wasn't much else. I thought it was something you could take a lot more seriously. It's quite a silly movie at times, but it looked very serious from the posters with their names on it.
Which it can be serious at times still, like the certain fight scenes and stuff. But with the PG-13 rating. I'm glad it still has like a little bit of goofiness in there, because you both know me, I love Goofy. And to see Goofy especially come from Jet Li, a person who I've watched multiple martial arts films with him, always playing the stone-faced, badass guy who comes in, doesn't say anything, kicks your ass, and then leaves.
Yeah, like I said, his Wukong was so compelling.
Yes.
With the cheerfulness and the smile, even while
air.
fighting, and even in serious moments, you could tell the character was just so cheerful on the inside.
Still very bubbly and very, very outgoing. And this also brings back the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of flying through the air theatrics of the wire acrobatics. And it's so very good. It starts off right at the beginning of the story. and then gets right into the martial arts of it, of the kung fu, and it's a great fun movie about Chinese mythology in a way, because it is about Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
And it talks about, I don't know if Jade Dragon was in mythology.
The Jade Emperor is part of the Sun Wukong story. I don't know about the Jade Warlord. I think the character's name comes from somewhere, according to Wikipedia. I didn't look,
but and it's just it's got a great feel to it, and very with like the peaches. It kind of does remind me of Kung Fu Panda, because they
came out the
peach trees
same year, I believe.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's weird to think.
Yeah, that is very weird to think. Kung Fu was in everybody's blood during that time.
And Jackie Chan was in that one too.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah, for he worked on it for about an hour, right?
Still though, he got a slice of the pie for both.
It's got 10 lines, maybe.
About half that.
Half that.
At least in the first film. I
remember just Poe. I'm saying Poe a lot.
Yeah.
But no, and just I'm sure that both Jackie and Jet Li put their sense and their knowledge into this movie of how like things that fit in the camera and how they fight. Dude, it's just so good.
The two of them fighting each other is definitely the highlight. Just before they become allies, it lasts a very long time, and they're just. And it's just a very simple temple setting, and there's mostly just a lot of punch, lots of blocks, and just that really tight choreography that they're both known for.
Yeah, and they do get into some of the fighting styles of like Mantis and Tiger. And
they talk about the different kung fu styles,
exactly.
And then they get into those very obvious poses that represent Mantis, for example.
See, the thing I really liked about these fight scenes is similar to when you're watching people dancing. When they make it look effortless, that's how you know it's well choreographed, whatever it is. And, I mean, watching it, objectively, I know this is the result of decades of training, practice, and all that, but it flows so seamlessly, so well, that there's never any lull in what you're watching. No. It always remains high stakes throughout. But the other thing I really loved is throughout the entire story, at least with Jackie Chan and Jet Li, there's never a scenario where you think one is schooling the other.
No. Despite
the fact that they're more or less treated as equals in this movie, the way it's...
That was probably contractual. Right?
Yeah, no, I get that. No, I get that. But at the same time, it's not like they're just constantly blocking each other's hits or anything.
No,
you'll see one get a hit, and then the next one gets a hit.
Or they'll like rebound off of it.
Yeah, exactly. The idea that this is actually a match between equal competitors as opposed to a stalemate. You know, that's the thing I liked.
Okay. It's not the... Yeah, it's the both superior kind of thing.
And see, it's interesting that you mentioned talking about like the posters and trailers for this. I don't remember this movie being promoted at all in 2008.
I only ever saw a poster.
I didn't even know this movie existed until they brought it up.
As a movie babe, I didn't have TV, but we rented movies all the time.
I mean, I did too.
I seen it in the trailer in movies, but
I mean, I did too. But I never ever heard this movie was coming out.
I didn't look into how it did at the box office.
I do not know, but when you first mentioned it was a Jackie Chan and Jet Li movie, I wondered if it ever actually came out in America when you first mentioned that.
Yeah, pretty much did. Yeah, and it was. I remember the poster. It just had their names on it. Because what else do you need?
Yeah, that's all you need. Just the title, and then Jet Li and Jackie Chan.
The best martial artists on film.
Well, in 2008, they were also the most well-known Chinese actors known to American audiences.
Exactly, and both of them coming together was a big event. One assumes, at least for fans of the genre, I suppose.
100%, because it wasn't like your silly fighting movie where somebody punches a foot away from you. You can tell that they're going off and getting.
Oh yeah, the blows have impact.
Actually have impact. Oh yeah, you can totally see when they actually kick each other. They bounce off him and then come back, and then just the whole, like you said, it flows. So
again, if there were more awards for the stunt industry, this movie definitely would have probably either been nominated or won some.
This kind of choreography is something that I for myself saw for the first time in Kung Fu Panda, which being animated could really go overboard with the stuff you need wires for in a live action film. And I always thought that was really captivating choreography in that film. And then I saw this film and I was like, okay, now so that's where they got it from. And it's just so stunning. I mean, there are moments when the actors are clearly harnessed up to wires on the ceiling, but it's still pretty spectacular soaring. It's like a production of Peter Pan.
But I mean, it's not the fact that they did use wires; it's what they did with it.
Oh, for sure,
Well,
just to make the Monkey King really jump around. And
there was a few times where it wasn't fully needed, like the Emperor floating away and backing up.
Just to back up a few feet. But he's a god. They do that. They got to show it off all the time.
That was like the one scenario where I'm like, yeah, okay, they didn't need to do that. But like I said,
it was a hawk grabs the gem-rolled and you go, that seems unnecessary.
and you just do that.
Who cares? It's cool to do.
Exactly.
It's still very yes. And it just, as a child, when I watched this, it was literally like, I want to do this. I want to fly through the air.
I have similar thoughts about that. I remember seeing stuff like that and just say, for this vampire sitcom I'm working on, I wanted to have this really kung fu film style of choreography, a real action comedy. And I mentioned that to my grandma that I was doing action comedy, and she got me a Three Stooges DVD, which I thought was kind of brilliant. I could work in that kind of choreography too.
And that's why I love Jackie Chan, because he kind of does have that little bit of a slapstick comedy to his.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
especially in movies like Rush Hour, where he's stunting on everybody.
Yeah, and his signature of just grabbing whatever props are around. You don't see much of that in this film, except early on before Jet Li shows up, when he occasionally uses Jason as a weapon.
Or his gourd. I know he uses his gourd.
Well,
too.
that was the thing I mentioned with this character within like the first 15 minutes where we're learning what's going on in the plot, and this character, Jason, is sent back to China in the past, and I'm like, please tell me he is not going to be one of those characters who's completely useless and just whines the whole time. And then Jackie Chan throws him into an enemy. It's like, okay, at least he's useful.
Forcing him into it.
And in fairness, the character actually was not that bad.
Yeah, he gets his arc, he gets his training, and as the weeks go on and his hair grows into an awful little rat tail, then he learns his kung fu.
Hey, he was training to become a Padawan, okay?
That's what I felt like. It very much felt like that. He's learning the Force. But no, it's just so good. And it's like, I never noticed it before when you first watched this, because when you always go back and rewatch things, you notice way more when you do. But just how, when he first came in, I was like, why is everybody now speaking English in this movie? And it was because for them to do it, they used magic of the not movie magic, but in the movie, Chinese mythological magic.
Yeah, it's just kind of a chi thing, I guess. Like Jackie Chan's character speaks two lines in whichever form of Chinese they were using. The subtitles just said Chinese, which is not a language, but
we should point out we had some issues with the subtitles, and they either translated the Chinese very delayed or not at all. We eventually decided on not at all.
Yeah, but anyway, so Jackie Chan's character has two lines in Chinese, and Jason saying he can't understand it, and then in English he said, that's because you're not listening. Okay. And so I guess it's just kind of a listen with your heart kind of thing that they hand wave. And then, for some reason, in scenes, I think it's every scene Jason's not in, the characters speak Chinese amongst themselves. So it's just him listening. Yeah.
Yeah, if he is there, it's English. If he's not, it's Chinese, which is cool.
Which also kind of, how you said, feeling of the heart. Even though we couldn't understand it, or because we had no subtitles, you still understood like the plot line of like how the energy felt in that scene.
Pretty much.
Yeah, through context, you were able to understand what was going on. Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
At first, we thought the subtitles were really messed up because whenever someone said kung fu, the subtitle said gong fu, one word with a G, and then eventually we realized that even though the American characters were clearly saying kung fu, the Chinese characters were in fact saying gong fu, which, okay, I'm going to take the film's word for it. I guess that's how you really say it. It's just one of those things that changes. Like the subtitles also spelled chi with a Q. QI spells chi because, as I guess these subtitles were written in a time of, more recently in a time of increased globalization, where every language does have the proper way to write its words with Latin characters, which doesn't always make sense, even from an English language standpoint.
No,
It's crazy to believe, but none of us actually speak nor understand any form of Chinese. I know, crazy, right?
I barely understand English.
Although, one question I do have, and I'd be curious to find out, is there a Chinese equivalent word for a weeaboo? Because that's what Jason
I'm
has.
sure there is.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. There's always is.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
curious what it would
Yeah.
be. Instead of Japanese culture like a weeaboo, what is it if you're into Chinese kung fu culture?
Yeah, it's like I said, this is the Chinese equivalent of a lot of Japanese things.
Yeah.
Isekai, weeaboos.
Yeah.
Master training. There's always that thing, which I love that too. The constant like bickering between Jackie Chan and Jet Li, their characters, because Jackie Chan says, two tigers cannot live on the same mountain. Two masters cannot teach the same teacher, and then student,
but
and then he starts mouthing the teachers, and then they both come after him like,
you respect your teachers.
Respect your teachers. He goes, what happened to two tigers living on the same mountain? We can go and kill each other later.
Yeah.
So they become allies early on, but they still snipe at each other, which is fun. And then there's the scene where Jackie Chan's character is trying to summon rain, and he thinks he succeeded, but no, the silent monk is pissing on him, which is kind of out of character, but kind of serves as foreshadowing for who he really is.
I wonder how much money Jet Li had to sign away in order to be able to pee on Jackie Chan. Because I have to be that, okay, you can do that, but we're taking $2 million away from your salary. Something like that had to have gone on. Something like that had to have happened.
You never know with CGI though, but...
I don't think he actually did it.
No,
but
they did it, but yeah, I mean that's one of those things
The
where
reference.
assuming if we look at their contracts that have to depict them as equals, how much do they have to equalize in order to get Jet to pee on Jackie, right? How much?
But yeah, that makes me think of like different movie. Vin Diesel and the Dwayne the Rock Johnson. They have it in their contract.
They both have it in their contract. They
They
can never lose a fight. So what do they do when they're together?
Yeah, they just never lose. They just get separated by some sort of other force. So I wonder if it's like the same with them.
I have no idea.
But no, still, and then we should also say Jackie Chan's been portrayed as a immortal. He never admits it, but he was portrayed as a immortal monk wandering.
Yeah, so he claims.
Yeah. So he claims. So the whole time you thought he was. We're not going to spoil the thing too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think. I think we could get into spoiler territory because there's not much to talk about beyond those little plot twists.
There's only one spoiler that I think we should avoid, and that's the one with the Monkey King.
Okay.
I would say that's like that because that was the one moment where I really said, "Holy crap, that's awesome!"
Yeah, that was. I kind of missed it. I was looking down at my phone, but then I realized, oh, yep, that fits up. That was foreshadowed. That makes a lot of sense.
That's the one thing we're not going to spoil for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Try not to anyway.
Yeah, and so I guess the other thing regarding Jackie Chan's characters.
But yeah, they're just being the immortal and
I don't know, just it's I don't know. I think as long as we call it, I think it's okay. I think I do want to talk about the spoilers at the very end. Like there's the bit where and there is the bit where at the end, old Hop he says he's okay because he's immortal, and so there's the implication that he was Liu Yan the whole time. And
we should give some context. At the beginning of the movie, he's with old Hop, and a bunch of bullies from his school break in and shoot him. And pursue him, and then
that's when Jason goes on his adventure, come back, and old Hop, also played by Jackie Chan, who does a very good old man performance, so there's that implication that both of Jackie Chan's characters are the same person.
because he does talk about in this
Something like that happened in the Lego Ninjago movie.
I didn't see that one.
But no, the whole plot to the whole beginning of the story too, like I said, is the Monkey King, but also his staff. The shop that Pop owns is his grandfather owed it 100 years ago, and the man was here to get it. His staff never came back for it, and so the whole thing
holding it for so long. Yeah, which
he had to return
But
it.
yeah, if you buy the interpretation that old Hop is in fact Liu Yan, I suppose he was also his own father and grandfather, just pretending to be multiple generations.
Yeah, you just blow up your car or your house every couple hundred years, and
then come back as your own son.
So,
That's it. I don't know how you could pull a con like that. I mean, I think people would notice if you'd aged or hadn't.
Exactly. Man, that guy's been there forever. On that street.
I'm saying you lay low for a couple of decades and then you reappear.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah.
It's like that's the kind of thing I wonder about with. I know nobody really saw Eternals, but Kingo from that Kumail Nanjiani's character, he's been a Bollywood star for several generations. He's claiming to currently be Kingo the Fifth, and I'm like, I don't know, how do you do that? How do you be in the public eye and pull that con?
They all mysteriously seem to disappear when they're 35.
Yeah.
And 30 years later, the same person just
Pops back out.
It would be like if Cary Grant was trying that today. It's like, he certainly has not aged during the 10 years he was making movies.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, same age, looking exactly like him.
Yeah.
So, I would say the one guy who probably gets away with, I forget his name, guy who played Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. Yeah, he doesn't age. Yeah.
He doesn't age at all.
Yeah.
He literally, he must be doing something.
It's that Hollywood blood magic.
I was about to say,
yeah.
exactly. Virgin blood or baby's blood or whatever. It
Yeah.
is. But
We are not here to promote conspiracy theories.
No.
That's just an inside joke I like to tell.
Yeah.
It's just funny pokes and prods.
Yeah.
But still, very back to the movie though. But yeah, still how the story goes. It's still very good story. It still carries the whole time. Like we said, you don't have to like pay attention to the whole thing the whole time.
No, it's very, very simple. The one thing you do have to work your brain is Golden Sparrow speaks in the third person, and she doesn't do things like she doesn't say Golden Sparrow is off to kill the warlord. She says she is off to kill the warlord about herself, and that is. I've never seen anything like that before, and it's a bit of a twister.
Well, and I found it more distracting than endearing.
Very much,
especially since this wasn't a language thing, since every other person could clearly speak in the first person,
and
just her.
And they never explained it, even like her backstory. They never explained why.
Yeah, it's just like, I think at the very end she says something with I in it, but I don't know.
It's just the one creative decision where I would have said, knock that off.
Yeah.
I mean, her performance was still great, and I really did enjoy her character. It's just that, that way of speaking I found more distracting than anything else.
Because even most characters who do that at least use their own name, or you get the Game of Thrones variants where they say this one or a girl or something like that. But this one, it's just she just refers to herself with her own pronouns, and that's it. And it's that was a bit of a mind bender.
I think she did it a couple times to the others, like saying he shouldn't tell she what to do or something like that.
I think occasionally, but not often.
More sense.
It's a little. Yeah, I think she did that a little bit, and it was kind of inconsistent overall, which is another reason it was distracting.
Yeah. And again, since it clearly was not a language thing, because magic,
they're all magically speaking English.
It didn't work for me personally.
Same.
I thought it was weird.
It kind of like you said, it does pull it away, but it's still. It's not like the men wearing eyeshadow. All the Jade soldiers, especially the Jade Emperor.
Especially the warlord himself.
The warlord.
Yeah.
Hey, that warlord had some drip, though.
He was working it.
Yeah, he was working it. Yeah.
He was definitely
a warlord can never wear too much blue eyeshadow.
Oh, man. And I would love to see how they actually worked on his outfit, because it is just the most beautiful, like, artistic but gaudy, because it's very like flamboyant and gold and dark emerald, and it's just very, very like well made. But I'd love to see how that was, and it fit him perfectly. Like everything fit him perfectly.
The costumes in this movie are top notch. Really, the only technical issue I really had with this movie was there were moments where I thought the light was a little too saturated.
Yeah,
that was kind of taking away from some of the drama that we were supposed to be seeing in some of those scenes.
Or a random light that shouldn't be there because
obviously
that was like a
felt
dark...
a bit too fluorescent.
Now,
Yeah.
that said, I know nothing in terms of like technical lighting on a professional level. This is just what I noticed.
Yeah.
There are moments where I'm just thinking, this is a scene where if you made it a little less bright, it would really highlight the tension for me. But it didn't by any means ruin anything. It was just something I noticed. Although, again, I found it weird that when, towards the end of the movie, he and the group of bullies are confronting Jason, and the bullies have, in this well-lit alley, under a light, have a flashlight pointed at him. It's like, what? Are you really making sure that the guy under this light that you've been chasing for 20 minutes is still him?
Yeah.
Or is it Luigi's Mansion and you're trying to make sure he's not a ghost and you need to stun him to...
No, they're playing good belligerent man or bad belligerent man.
It was one of those weird things towards the end of the movie, especially since it's supposed to be, again, the climax of Jason's arc, standing up to these bullies, and again, one of them is just randomly shining a flashlight at him in a well-lit alley. It was really weird.
And also for a movie that's had such good martial artists and good choreography, somebody there should have gun training, because the guy who used the gun to shoot Pop did not know how to use it at all.
Yes, I'm going to hold the gun out while I run forward.
Yeah, I'm going to chase you to make sure I can use the gun in melee range like you're supposed to. Yeah.
Exactly. It looked like a kid with scissors running through his house. It's like, I shouldn't be doing this! It's like... And then he had the one good shot, and then he just lost it all, and then it's like, what happened, man? What happened? But then we wouldn't have a movie, because then there'd be two dead guys.
They just said, it's like, why don't you just shoot him? Because then we wouldn't have a movie, right?
Exactly.
It's just, we could assume that he just ran away fast enough and he chased him, just trying to get a good angle on him. This is how I would handle a gun, right?
I love that. You didn't see that, yo! You didn't see that, yo! He kept saying yo the whole time.
That was... it's the bully character. You're not supposed to like him. But there were moments where instead of being intimidating, he just seemed hilariously inept.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
And then he would shoot somebody and it's like, holy crap, he's a threat. And then he does something and it's like, nope, I can't take him seriously.
Yeah, he immediately he shoots Hop and then he chases Jason with a gun. That is plot armor for you right there.
Well, by that point he had the staff, so maybe magic.
Maybe the magic of the story. Like this has to be his story now because he's got it. There was a prophecy. Like most prophecies in film, nobody says who made this prophecy or what exactly it says, but there's got to be a prophecy, right?
Always, yeah. And it's never wrong. No. It may be interpreted differently, but it's never wrong.
Well, it can't be wrong if you never tell anybody exactly what it says.
Exactly.
Jeez, it's almost like if a tree falls in the forest reference. It doesn't make a sound.
Yeah. Pretty much. So let's see. I read it up. There's not much behind the scenes stuff about it, but the actor playing Jason, who we might also remember played the lead role in Disney's Sky High a bit earlier. So he worked with a real kung fu master for his scenes, and what that meant was he pretty much got his legs broken. The kung fu master decided, we're going to build up your leg muscles. We got to break them first. So that scene of him doing the splits well before he was ready, that happened behind the scenes as well.
Oh, and that just, as a man, I'm sure even as women, they'd see that. You just literally cringe. You're like, oh, everything hurt. I've never been able to do the splits. As a big man, I've always tried it. It feels like it's a funny thing to do, but I love trying to do the splits. I've only done it once, and I ripped everything completely.
Let's see if I can still do full lotus. Let's see. Maybe if I force it.
Come on. You got it. Yeah.
Okay, I can't really do it. I used to do that so easily when I was young and
No.
I used to be able to do it.
I could never.
I heard a crack.
Nope, can't do it. I tried. I used to. Cannot do it.
Don't even. I'm not even trying.
I could put 1 foot behind my head too. I could do that, but
Nice.
I was.
I can still do this.
Oh, I heard some crack again.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, that's pretty good, yeah.
Ugh, as a person who pops himself constantly, but I hear that, I get all.
Ooh, that was something. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
if we lose any subscribers or likes, I'll know why.
You got weird and started popping her joint.
Hey, you're the one who brought it up, okay? You brought it
well,
up.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, stretching,
Well,
splitting.
I suppose I started it with that behind the scenes anecdote.
But in also fairness to the actor who played the I forget his name, the actor who played the main white guy.
The guy,
Jason.
Jason, yeah.
He you could tell he actually trained. Like he started off in this movie not knowing anything, and then by the end of this movie he did know how to do it. So they actually had good training with him.
Yeah, it's not like his fight scenes were unconvincing in any way.
No.
They were quite good. Yeah, you could tell he was really learning kung fu along the way. Yeah.
Although it was bugging me for the first couple of minutes because it's like, I knew who this actor was because I'd seen him in something, and it was Sky High, but I also knew I recognized him from somewhere else. He was also in Almost Famous, and that is another phenomenal film. He's not in it for very long, but it was one of those things where it's like, damn it, how is this kid so familiar? And then I found out why. He was in an otherwise forgettable Disney movie.
We didn't look him up what he's doing now, but I wonder what he's doing now.
I don't know. Again,
A lot of drugs, that's what he's doing now. That's what happens to all the kid actors.
Ended up getting that taste of fame too early, and then
now that I think about it, I don't know where most of the actors at Sky High ended up.
That's very true.
Yeah, well, we're not here to talk about
No,
that.
that's pretty sad.
One of the Panda Baker sisters was in it. Haven't seen them in a while. Yeah.
Well, one of them ended up on The Flash, but I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But oh well, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, just how everything worked out in this movie, just how everything came together, the ending, everything. It was a good movie. It was such a good, just like we said, family friendly. Kind of,
there is some blood and death, so maybe
the
over
blood,
8.
They saved the blood for the very serious moments.
So I would say maybe over 8.
Okay,
8 or up. You'd be fine.
I've known plenty of 8 to 10-year-olds who play Grand Theft Auto.
That's what I'm saying. Age 8 or up.
So,
I wouldn't watch this with like anybody under the age of 8.
But it's still very good, still very inspirational kind of movie for me at least. It was for me. It was like no matter who you are, you can always strive to be better. You can always strive to try to become something that you want to be.
You can star in a wuxia film even if you're a white kid from Boston.
Exactly. Exactly. It was
because Jackie Chan says you should.
Man, that's where I need to get. I need to get friends with Jackie Chan. I don't know how that's going to go for me.
Well, hey, the next one coming out is the new Karate Kid movie, and in that case, the white guy is Ralph Macchio. He's the teacher, not the student this time.
Well, that was I mean, speaking of which, just when I heard that Jackie Chan wanted the lead in this film to be a white kid, I thought, well, that's awfully similar to the similar business acumen he demonstrated when he only wanted to do the Karate Kid remake. If they still called it the Karate Kid rather than changing the title to the Kung Fu Kid, which would make sense.
Yeah. The less said about that movie, the better.
Yeah, it still was a decent movie.
Well, again, at least it's not nearly as shameless as some of the other movies, like The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
sure.
Or
he's
that Great Wall movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah,
where
what the
it's
heck
like,
was that?
hey, here's the one chosen white guy to save all of
China,
wherever they ended up.
Japan.
You did have that.
The wall is in China.
Well, I know, but The Last Samurai is
Well,
Japan.
I don't think Tom Cruise is supposed to be the title character. I think it's samurai plural, but I don't know.
But the point is, yes, while you did have that, it did feel like since this movie was made by actual people from China as opposed to what a bunch of Hollywood executives think China is like, it wasn't nearly as problematic as I was afraid it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually quite surprising for its time, if you really think about it.
Very, very much, yeah. I mean, like Ke Huy Quan, he didn't act for 20 years because he just felt like there were no roles for Asians until he saw Crazy Rich Asians, and then he tried to get back into it. Yeah.
And hey, that worked out well for him.
That's working out like crazy good for him. Yeah.
You know, this tells me we need more kung fu movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
We definitely need more kung fu movies.
we need
Here,
good.
let's shoot one right now.
We need good kung fu movies.
Okay, fine.
Nah.
We'll get the mattress out. I got some bow staffs at home.
Look, I'm just gonna repeat to you the same rules my mom always told me when I was a kid. No bleeding, no crying.
We didn't have bleeding, but there were some crying rules.
My house, my rules. No bleeding, no crying.
There you go. Do you bleed? My mom told me I can't bleed.
We don't got time to bleed.
We don't got time to bleed. Just suck it back in your buddies. But
Yeah.
no, I always think of the scene of like a movie that we bring in other movies. The food one. God damn it! Where it's the why am I blanking on all of it now?
Food, huh?
It's like where the guy makes the machine for food, and the whole island turns into like an island of food.
Cloudy with a chance of
To
meatballs.
There's the black security guard in there who's played by Terry Crews, and he starts to cry and he goes, "We could make a grown man cry, not this man." And he sucked it back, and it made me think of that.
That was the sequel. In the first movie, he was voiced by Mr. T, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just so by now, he didn't come back.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they replaced him with Terry Crews, which is a decent
Yeah,
replacement.
Yeah, I like Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I wish he would be in this Last Samurai movie or a kung fu movie. That would be the best thing ever.
That'd be fun to watch.
But get back and get to it.
Yeah, I was thinking. No, you said bow staff earlier. I believe bow is just the Chinese word for staff.
Is it?
It's another one of those asking
Staff,
for a
staff.
coffee with cream moment.
Get the staff.
Look, we're
Machete.
we're stupid Americans. The fact that we include the word at all is a victory.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, in this film, they just call it a stick.
They kind of do.
Yeah,
Really do.
they don't even use it. They don't even use its name. Ruyi Ginju Ban is the name of the staff. I think I probably butchered that, not because I don't care, but because I don't remember.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've read up about it. I've read up a little bit about Journey to the West. Want to read up on it a little more, you know.
But that doesn't mean we know definitively if
Yeah.
our pronunciations are correct.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, I just saw this movie for the first time 2 days ago, which is why I don't really remember the actors or characters' names. I'm usually pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Um,
We're
They
kind of
also
getting back
didn't say
into
their
it.
names a lot, if we're being honest.
that's very true. Yeah.
No. Well, and also, if most people, when you come to the staff, they think of like Goku from Dragon Ball with his red extending rod. And
Yeah, the Neobo or Power Pole, depending
Power pole,
upon your
yeah.
persuasion. I do know a little bit of Japanese, so I'm a little bit more of a weeb in that regard.
Yeah. But still, everything. If anything with this movie, watch it for the fighting. Watch it for especially Jet Li's performance as the Monkey King.
That's so good.
Especially if you love Jet Li, because I do. I love Jackie Chan. I love everything he does. Also, he looks really good with dreads. I'm gonna come out and say it. He kind of plays this dirty wanderer beggar, and he has these not dreadlocks but dreads because his hair is so dirty. I think it fits. I think it really
I
does.
wasn't really thinking about it, but I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, it works because when they jump and spin, his hair flies.
Yeah, the hair
Yeah.
flip. Yeah, the hair flip and the sleeves.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a lot of hair things
There
going
was.
on.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned we
witchy
haven't
bride.
mentioned Li Bingbing's character, who is the white haired witch, and her hair's constantly blowing in the wind,
Wasn't
which is
she called White
foreshadowing
Sparrow?
that it's prehensile. No, Golden Sparrow was the good girl. Her name wasn't given. She had a name. She was in the script. She's only called white haired demoness or white haired bride or something.
Okay. But yeah, basically just think Sindel from Mortal Kombat without the supersonic scream.
Yeah, she just the hair's alive.
Mm-hmm.
it just the whole scene how she ends up dying too is very like creepy-esque.
Yeah.
Very creepy. Yeah.
Because she starts climbing up her own hair, but backwards like this way, and it looks like she's like almost like a demon, actually like coming up to get Jackie
We call
Chan.
it the reverse Rapunzel.
Yeah. And then Jackie did another thing that we all were thinking, just cut the damn hair!
Yeah.
Pulls out a knife somehow he has a knife out of nowhere. It could just been on the
He's
person.
always prepared.
Yeah, it is Jackie. And just, and then whee, she just falls completely to her doom.
Looks like you need a little off the top.
If only they made that joke.
If this were a fully American movie,
Yeah,
that would have been the line.
Yeah, the quip I made was "Suck it, Rapunzel." But so yeah, what do we think? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts? I can give them out since we started. I personally give this an A. Are we doing A's or are we doing numbers?
That's what we do.
Yeah,
We've always given letter grades,
Letter
and
grades.
pluses or minuses, I think, have been included. Yeah.
Rewatching it, it didn't change my opinion on it since I first watched it as a child. I still love it, so I'm still going to give it a solid A. No minus or plus because I just think it's a solid movie.
Okay.
Since you're done with
Me in the middle. I will say. I'm gonna go with a B. It's not it's not life changing as far as I could tell, but it was very it's very charming throughout. Definitely
could have improvement here and there.
yeah, and still but definitely could have been a lot worse as the first American made wuxia film that's for sure. But no, that was handled very well, and it was great to see just a little bit of work from the people who inspired my favorite action franchise, Kung Fu Panda. So there we have it. Good solid B movie basically. but yeah, which is
It's on the verge. It's like literally like it's better than a B movie, but it's still almost considered a B movie.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, and I'm not one to give movies bad grades. I don't think any of us ever have. What do you think?
I mean, I've definitely seen movies where I could give it a bad grade. I mean, if we actually did an episode on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, that one would have gotten a really bad grade for me. But this is not Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, so...
This is better. No?
Yes, it is. I will say this. I often go back and forth between whether I want to view movies as high art or entertainment sometimes. And I don't like the idea that they're mutually exclusive.
Sure.
But I also realize sometimes that people set out to make a movie to either win an Oscar or to make a grand statement about something, or in some cases, they just have a fun story they want to tell.
Yeah,
this is a movie that has a fun story it wants to tell. I personally enjoyed it. I was having fun. Again, I am someone who is not an expert when it comes to the technical matters of making movies. I would like to be, but I'm not. But even I can appreciate it when I'm seeing it. And clearly that is the appeal of this movie. If you like movies that absolutely go balls to the wall action that is well made, well choreographed, and handled by some of the best people who could ever do it on film, this is an excellent example of it. In terms of, again, the plot and the characters, it is pretty thin. I can't say that I walked away feeling particularly connected to any of them, but I didn't hate any of them either. I still, wanted to see them accomplish their goals and finish the journey and have fun and all that. So it's got a lot of things going for it in terms of just a visual spectacle that you can enjoy in, 90 minutes. It's not a very long movie. But I can't say that it achieves anything truly spectacular either outside of the effects and the stunts. So... yeah, I'm also going to give this movie a B as well. Cool. Good movie, but it's not anything particularly life-changing or revolutionary.
Yeah.
As I said to him, how dare you! Didn't be fighting.
Well, yeah.
Come at me.
I'm glad you mentioned it because I definitely wouldn't have seen it otherwise, and would have probably been just vaguely curious about whatever movie I saw that had both those names on the poster all those years ago. Just vaguely curious about that, and just never really thought about it too hard. So I'm glad I saw it. And
Same here. Well, and I love the fact that this is another example of us having a rather large variety of the things we choose to talk about. This is, again, a movie that I never would have even considered watching if you hadn't said anything. And compared to some of the comedies, the musicals, the various things that we have talked about or will talk about, this is, again, another example of variety, and I like that.
Yeah. Join us next time where we'll be taking a look at Team Star Kids Annie, the third and final Star Kid production we'll be looking at on this show, and their Star Wars parody. So, looking forward to that. Bye. To support Tapas and learn more, visit our link tree. Tapas and Stuff Productions is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon, including Knight Sadie Allen.